Good morning, y'all. Today I'm at Devil's Gulch. It's a little park in Garrettson, South Dakota, and this is the spot where Jesse James jumped a 20-foot gulch to escape his pursuers, his law enforcement pursuers. He was trying to A, not get arrested, and B, not get shot. So let's see the trail and see what we can see. So instead of music with this video, I thought I would kind of tell some stories about Devil's Gulch. A road off 5th Street in Garrettson, South Dakota leads you to a tree-hidden canyon known as Devil's Gulch. It is a natural chasm which features scenic rock formations of red quartzite and is the home of the famous jump of outlaw Jesse James. While standing at the footbridge in Devil's Gulch, imagine the outlaw Jesse James riding as fast as his horse can gallop because a posse from Northfield, Minnesota is hot on his trail. So I just came down these stairs and went to go across this trail, which is great, but if you're not paying attention, you're going right over the end of this thing. Which is, I guess, exactly what Jesse James did. He coaxed his horse to jump it, and he made it. Let's see what else we got. Jesse approaches the chasm, quickly summarizes the situation, and successfully coaxes his horse to jump the canyon and therefore escapes the posse. This legend happened in the fall of 1876, where the footbridge is now located. Jesse James and his gang had robbed a bank in Northfield. 2 outlaws in the gang were killed in the attempt, and 2 were wounded. Frank was one of them. It's very busy here today. The James gang later split up to evade the posse that was close behind. Frank and Jesse headed toward Dakota Territory, just north of Garrettson. They went separate ways to try to outrun the posse. Frank went on the west side of Split Rock River, and Jesse rode on the east side, not knowing Devil's Gulch lay ahead. The brothers later met south of Garrettson at the area now known as Palisades State Park. There they rested in a small cave for a few days. So today's a Saturday, and it's a nice day. It's a little warm, but not too bad. That also means there's going to be a ton of people out here. I'm trying my best to stay away, but we'll see what we can see. We'll see what happens. So, as usual, there's a whole bunch of trails out here. Of course, the information online says that this trail does not intersect with any other trails. But at every intersection, there's 3 or 4 different ways to go. So I'm just kind of going. It's not a very big park, so I don't think I have any danger of getting lost. We'll just kind of stay away from the people and go wherever the trail happens to lead us. I love these little rock climbs. Oh, I miss the little rock climbs. This one's not exactly little, but we'll get up it. Let's see what else there is. The early Indians believed the canyon came to being as a result of a spirit hurling his tomahawk in anger at a warrior. The warrior was causing trouble by attending meetings and turned each group against each other by telling them the other group was cheating on them. The spirit was considered a wise and brave warrior by all groups. One day, while walking along the Split Rock River, the warrior began insulting the intelligence, skill, and bravery of the spirit. He challenged the spirit to a test with tomahawks to prove who was the bravest warrior. When the warrior saw the fire in the spirit's eyes, he turned and fled. The spirit threw his tomahawk at the warrior, and when it hit the ground, it burst into lightning, and a great wound appeared in the solid rock, thus forming Devil's Gulch. Another legend of the Gulch concerns the story of Nellie Harding. Nellie, her father, mother, and brother were headed to Dakota Territory in a covered wagon. While camped on the banks of the Sioux River, the family was murdered by some Indians led by a white renegade. They captured Nellie and brought her to Devil's Gulch. The young girl's lover, Dick Willoughby, had a vivid dream of the event at his home in Wisconsin. He immediately set out to rescue his Nellie and found her with the captors at Devil's Gulch. Dick started shooting at the small party. The only one left alive was the renegade, and he appeared with Nellie. A shot from Dick's pistol meant for the renegade killed Nellie. Dick pursued the renegade for 5 miles, each shooting at each other. Each was mortally wounded, but the renegade's horse stumbled, causing his rider an instant death. Dick dragged himself back to his Nellie and died with her in the canyon. Don't let the water below the bridge deceive you. There are areas in the canyon reported to be so deep they are bottomless. Just under the bridge is known as Bottomless Pit. Many years ago, a 600-foot plumb line was lowered and no bottom was found. The current is also extremely powerful in areas of the stream, even though it appears dark and oily. First records show Moses Armstrong surveyed this area in 1864. The area was called the Hills of the Prairie. The gulch is of glacial origin, the aftermath of ice sheets. Some believe this area once was covered by a great sea that extended as far west as Mitchell, South Dakota, which is about 80 miles to the west. The earliest glaciers deposited a thin layer of debris on top of the quartzite, which was a bed of red pipestone. This clay-like stone was easily worked into pipe bowls and ornaments by early Indians. Pipestone is considered sacred by Indians. Up ahead you'll see some cedar trees. Cedar trees are the only evergreen tree native to South Dakota. Their needles are short and scaly. The cones are blue and berry-like. Native Indians boiled the cones in water for cough medicine. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about how steep that was. It was like ridiculous. Kind of fun. But I sure wish I'd known this trail was here so I didn't have to climb up and down that big old hill. So this goes back to like the bottom where the bridge is. So I don't know if I really like this all that much better because of the mud, my favorite hiking partner. But I'm curious to see what's over here. I wish I knew what these, I guess they're like water lily things. They're super pretty. That is the, I'm pretty sure that's the gorge that Jesse James jumped with his horse. And this is where I'm supposed to cross. Not doing it. Nope. Not doing it. I'll find another way. It sure is pretty here though.